You are listening to CEOs of Screams, the podcast where we uncover the stories behind the screams of your favorite horror creators and creatives. My name is Sumi and I will hold your hand through this. Hello, Kristen. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm well. I'm cozied up with a blankie. It's cold here.
Same.
Yeah, it's getting really cold now, so the radiators are on, the blankies are out of the closet, and the tea is cooked.
Oh, that's so nice.
I hope you like, first of all, thank you for making the time. I know you are a very busy person with your content and your community and your stream team. But for somebody who doesn't know who you are, do you want to introduce yourself maybe?
Sure. Well, hi, everyone listening. My name's Kristen. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a disabled and chronically ill Twitch streamer mainly. I do make some content on some other platforms lately, but I do say that I'm mainly a Twitch streamer. I'm the founder of a place called the Crypt community, which is a horror stream networking collective. We'll get more into that later. I'm also the founder of the Crypt stream team, which is a branch of the Crypt community. And a little bit about what I do.
And a member of the CEOs of Screams.
I
In
am a member of the
fact,
CEOs of Screams.
the first member of the CEOs of Screams on the
One of the
CEOs of Screams
first.
podcast.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, because everybody
Heck
who
yes.
who was before you, there was Sharky and Will and Phil from the Horror Game Awards, are not
fun.
members. Yeah, so you are the first actual CEOs of Screams member.
Claps.
So, Kristen, do you remember when you had the idea to create a Discord community for horror content creators?
So it was actually something I thought about for a while, and I don't know why I never did it. I just felt like maybe I wouldn't be a good leader, or like the time commitment, or like maybe it was something that people didn't really need and it was just going to be like my glorified group of friends. But I actually had thought about it for a good while, and surprisingly, it was on a Twitch break of mine when I was away for a week that I just felt like I was struggling to make friends in the horror streamer community. The friends that I was making were like only playing DBD or only playing Phasmo, and their content just didn't quite align with mine. And when I was talking to my other friends, they were also feeling the same way. They were struggling to meet people in the horror genre. And, after hearing enough feedback from my friends, I finally just kind of kicked it into gear and made the Discord.
And I feel like
sorry, go ahead.
I feel like it kicked off like really well from the start. Like,
Oh, really fast.
Yeah.
Definitely so fast. I think that like after hearing like that my friends were feeling the same way, I kind of realized that like it was something the community needed. So with me having a lot of time on my hands, I said, hell yeah, let's go. And it took off immediately. I cannot believe how viral it went. We had over 200 members join in the first 48 hours.
It's crazy.
And it was
I checked
wild.
the other day because I was writing down some references because somebody asked me for work-related stuff if I have experience with moderating in Discords. And then I looked at the stats of the Crypt community where I was a moderator for a while. And I saw that you have over 600 members now.
Over 600 members.
It's insane.
3 years in. It's wild.
Yeah, I love it. And you've done so much for a small streamer. Like bigger partnered horror streamers, they don't really need the visibility. But I feel like so many people made great connections because of, like, for example, Karma, who is one of the CEOs of Screams members now, and a good friend of mine, I've met her in the Crypt community because she was shown right as a person who was live right now. And I feel like you've done a lot for this community, for people to connect and find other people. And I think that's something that you can be really proud of, and I hope you are.
Thank you. I am. I definitely am. It's been such a journey, and starting the Crypt community, I definitely did not really know how things were going to go, and we
Mhm.
kind of just rode the wave and built a staff, and kind of took it all in as it came. But I have had experience before in running spaces like this back in the rave scene, so it's not my first rodeo. But
Mhm.
it's definitely my longest committed and most, like, fulfilling, I feel like, and rewarding.
Yeah. And understandably. If you look on the website for the Crypt community, it's described as wholesome horror. What does that mean for you?
Um, this was actually a hard question for me to put into words, but I do really think that a part of what makes us special and wholesome and a place that you feel like you can just show up and connect so naturally is our staff, truly. I think they put in a lot of time and effort to create a place that they want to be a part of, and I think that that makes it really special.
Mhm. Yeah, you work all so hard. If I think about the raid
Yeah,
train
for
from
sure.
October, that's crazy. So for people who don't know, the Crypt community does an annual raid train, um, and you have to have staff there all the time. So if
It's 24/7, 7 days a week. Well,
yes,
for at least a week.
and they just
It's
monitor that everything is going smoothly and the transition to the next
Mhm.
streamer works well. And that impressed me so much that you got your entire team to be like, yeah, we want to work on that.
Yeah,
Um,
it truly takes a village, and we even reach out to our stream tier.
mhm.
And I think that, like I said, it's a space for streamers, made by streamers, built by the community, and I think that that foundation is what makes us unique.
Yeah, I agree. I am very happy to be in this community, even though I'm not as active as I'm, for example, in the CEOs, because I only have so much
You
time.
have a lot on your plate.
Yeah, but I really love it. So whenever I hear that somebody says like I have trouble finding horror streamers, I will definitely recommend the Crypt community because it's in this open space, and I think you share a lot of values with me, and I just feel like it's as safe of a space as an open Discord can be.
I appreciate that. It does mean a lot.
What do you think is something somebody who is not in the crypt community maybe hears about this for the first time now and is maybe a content creator in the horror space? What do you think they don't realize about the crypt
Um
community behind the scenes?
I think that, like, a lot of times when we come in, people get overwhelmed by, like, the size of our Discord, but we actually have some really, really great streamer help spaces that don't get utilized very often. A big part of why I created the Crypt community was because I was being denied by stream teams, and I wanted to get the help that I needed to grow as a streamer. I started on Twitch not knowing anybody. I started from scratch. So, I came to the no viewer streams every day and was doing a lot of things wrong. And I wish I had someone to tell me, tell me what I was doing wrong, a space to ask for the advice so I could get it together and figure out what I was doing.
Yeah.
And being denied from stream teams all the time, I felt like I couldn't find that space and that I was not allowed to be in those spaces because of the application process. And like, I'm personally not the greatest at writing about myself. So I really wanted to create a space that had no application process, that you could get a lot of the benefits that a stream team provides
Mhm.
without, the heartbreak, the the tension, the nerves, and we do provide a lot of streamer help, and I think that's just kind of a corner of our Discord that gets overlooked. People want to ask questions. We have so many knowledgeable streamers that are happy to help in it. So,
Yeah.
it's much more than just networking. We really
Mhm.
do have a lot that we provide.
Yeah, it's not a support for support, follow for follow kind of
Yeah.
thing, but it's like sharing knowledge voluntarily and just like figuring
Community
out
helps community,
something.
streamers help streamers.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
I do. I just think it's much more than just a networking space, so and I think that from first glance, people probably think it's just a networking space.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's the same what for like Twitch stream teams. It's the same for
Yeah.
Twitch stream teams. Why is it so hard to say, man?
It's
It
a
is
mouthful.
the same for Twitch stream teams. There we go. Where people join a stream team and think they will now grow, and every single
Yeah, like it's
person of that
automatic.
every single person of that stream team will now follow you and watch you and support you in views and likes and follows and whatever. But it's the help something like this provides is much deeper. Like there's different things, as in like a new tutorial, or there's a new OBS plugin, or you also have in a Crypt community, there's like this free resources space where when you find
emotes,
free
overlays,
emotes,
we post in there all the time.
Yeah, and I think
So they're really
people just oversee that. Don't apologize. I know.
I think if you
that.
dig a little deeper, you'd see that we do a lot more than what comes up on the surface.
And then after being denied by a lot of stream teams and eventually joining CEOs, you also created your own stream team. How did that happen?
I did. So I think that there were just some things that felt like that they were missing in the Crypt community, and things that we wanted to do like more of, in a sense. So for us, like creating a closer, more tight-knit family, since we had grown so much, was really important to us. It's really hard to make friends with over 600 people. So we really wanted to find like a core group of like some of our OGs that have been around and supporting the community for a long time, mixed with new community members, and create a space for a representation and representatives of our community. Another thing was that charity has always been something that we've focused on and taught, but we wanted to make more of an impact. So that was something that was also in our talks of creating a stream team. And this one is, it's kind of a not so fun topic, but as the Crypt community, we really struggled for brands, devs, and charity to take us seriously. And it's an unfortunate reality in the Twitch space, just like how affiliates and partners aren't taken seriously enough. But we very much felt like we were being looked over, and that we weren't being taken seriously for the work we were doing because we weren't official.
Yeah, because there was no team page.
Yeah. And it's one of those tough realities of the streaming space, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And like, especially because like even charities, like that's kind of something that really made us not happy.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, we were kind of like, they'd have us sign up, and then they'd push us aside and prioritize other people over us, and cancel like our meetings and not show up. And it just very much felt like we were invited but not taken seriously a lot.
Yeah, that's sad, because you would think that they just appreciate any support they can get.
Right.
So when you first started a Crypt community, you were already scared that you won't be a good leader, maybe, and now you have the stream team on top of that. So
Yeah.
what's your philosophy when it comes to leading it?
I think, just like leading with love and being understanding of people and where they come from goes a long ways. I think that listening and transparency are also a huge thing. I really strive to treat everyone fairly within our team and community and staff. And even when we're going over applications, like I never review my own friends. We make it extremely fair across the board. And I think that that's something that is very important to make everyone feel valued and equal. And then just prioritizing team safety always.
Yeah,
which can be very hard.
Yeah,
especially as
I
like a team.
understand.
You build friendships, and like you have to make really tough decisions that unfortunately hurt people.
Yeah.
But you just have to kind of prioritize the core of the team and the safety of the team and what's best for everybody as a whole.
Yeah, and we share that. Like, I tend to turn to you when I have questions when it comes to leadership with the CEOs as well, and we talk about things like how would you handle that? How would I handle that? And just have a mutual understanding of what we think is okay and not
Yeah.
okay.
And I think it like helps to just like have someone that gets it
Yeah.
because it really is a tough job and it's not all, sugar coated butterflies and fun times. It actually is really hard and it's mentally draining and there's a lot that just comes with having to be the bad guy
Oh yeah.
often.
And I
Um
didn't think about it at all when I first took over the lead for CEOs. Like,
I don't think that anybody thinks about it when starting a stream that like there's going to be as much bad as there is good, unfortunately, in that
yeah.
all you can do is stay true to your values, go back to your mission and stick to it and, ride the wave.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
do your best.
So everybody who thinks about starting a stream team, remember, it's not only the fun things. Like,
It's not.
the bad
very
things
hard
are
work.
so
It is
bad
very
sometimes.
draining.
Yes.
They are. They really are. And that takes a massive mental toll on the leaders for
Mhm.
sure. It's not an easy thing having to be the bad guy out of everyone. And I also like very much think that it makes it harder to make friends.
Mhm.
I feel like because I'm a leader, people put up a wall around me and get intimidated by me because of my power.
Yeah.
Even though like I just want to make friends like everyone else.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's something that like is avoidable,
Mhm. Yeah.
unfortunately.
I
It's just kind of
sometimes
part of the job.
people think, like, I've heard it a few times that people think that I just invite my friends to the CEOs, but these people don't see how I spend like hours and
Your
hours
time.
every
Yeah.
morning browsing the horror tag to find new people who I don't know. Like, from the last batch of the CEOs, I invited a new, I think, one or two before we invited them, and the rest were people that I had met or found in this process of looking up people in this time zone and kind of the diversity that we needed at that time. So
Right.
I'm sadly not inviting only my friends. I'm
Hey,
inviting.
as a CEO mod, I can vouch as well that, I myself have nominated people. We definitely nominate plenty of people. It's not just Sumi. And
Yeah.
we do see a lot of those people that we nominate as mods come in as well.
Yeah, so definitely not all good, but the good is definitely making it worth it.
Absolutely.
And how do you decide who is a good match for the team?
So of course we have like our basic application process where we're looking at Twitch tracker to see consistency and we're checking the quality of stream. Some things we kind of look for and think about are like, what are you bringing to the table? Or do we feel like you can learn a lot and we're going to see a lot of growth from you by being here? Like, can you bring something? Can you benefit? But also, like, I kind of pride myself on this. Growing up, my friends have always said I'm a very great friend matchmaker.
Same.
So when I look at the stream team, I kind of think like this person's gonna fit in with these couple people, and like I know they're gonna get along really well, and I just feel like they're gonna fit right in. And it's funny because after this run applications, I have seen these people gravitate toward each other almost immediately, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
But I do really strive to have that family aspect and kind of think about like, hey, if when I see your content, when I see your personality, like who do I think you're gonna fit in with here? Will you fit in naturally? And that is definitely something we look for.
That's so interesting. You are not diagnosed with ADHD, right?
Right.
Because I wonder, because I am also like a great matchmaker. I have brought people together who now have modeled for each other for many years.
That's so
And
fun.
I wonder sometimes if that's something ADHD related, because you
You just
recognize
pick up on
patterns.
the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just are able to connect people on a different level than others would connect people.
I also would consider myself like an empath. So I think I really just like pick up strongly people's vibes.
Yeah. So I think that's something that we definitely share. And I think that is
Yeah.
also great that we are in each other's teams. because we also we can like double check with each other. Like, do you also think this
Yeah.
one would work with us? And I like you were. I can say that here. You were the one who actually raised the issue that the CEOs were at that point very white.
I did.
And we haven't always been that white, but through different
No.
circumstances, we lost a couple of people of color who stopped streaming or fell out or had to be removed from the team, and then we ended up being a pretty white presenting team. And you actually raised that issue, and then I needed to hear that. I didn't even think about it, that we had lost a couple of people of color from the team. And then we, from the outside, if maybe somebody is looking for a stream team and sees this is only white people,
they don't feel included.
Yeah, and they think we wouldn't want them or something. And that's the least thing I want people to feel. So yeah, it's always great that we can just double check with each other and like maybe inspire something we would not have thought about otherwise.
I think it's healthy for both spaces to like just have each other to open up those conversations that are like healthy adult conversations where no one's getting offended and we can just listen to each other and help continue to grow the horror community together. I think it's really special.
As the founder of both the Crypt community and the Crypt stream team, what is something that you are most proud of?
I might get emo.
Go ahead, cry.
It's the Crypt. I love them so much. I'm a Pisces, forgive me. But we got our team together April this year. By May, we kicked off our first fundraiser for St. Jude and raised $20,000 together, which is incredible.
Stop it, I'm gonna cry too.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It is.
Truly, I've like had so many conversations over the years of that my point of streaming is to make an impact. And that like with chronic illness and terminal illness, that like leaving my mark in the world's important. And this one felt so good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard.
I think
it's so emo. It's like so hard to talk about because
don't you dare apologize.
It's just the happiest of tears. It's like I can't believe we did that.
Yeah. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very proud of being a part of that team too. I sent you a message and was like, "Hey, Kristen, I need a second team where I can just be a team member. Help!" And I'm just I wasn't part of that fundraiser at that point, but I'm still very, very proud to be a part of a team like that.
I know. And I'm like,
and I think you achieved what you wanted to do. Like the impact,
but like even right off the bat, like we were small streamers at the point. We only had one Twitch partner on our team. Like we were small streamers making that big difference. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think that's worth a couple of happy tears for sure.
I do too.
And then
I do too.
On the flip side, we already hinted a little bit that there's also bad things.
There's the dark side of
what is the darkest things?
Like I said, I think that there's a lot of mental lows. I think a lot of the time, especially me being a small streamer, I get the imposter syndrome where I feel like I'm not a good enough streamer because there's better streamers than me on my stream team, and that like maybe I can't teach people all this stuff because, I'm not quite there yet myself. But, everyone's super supportive. So they're very okay with me being transparent about my feelings and stuff like that. I got a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
But I do think it's very hard to be a small streamer leading a big space. When you haven't hit Twitch partner yourself, when you struggle with consistency because of chronic illness and a lot of things like that, there are definitely a lot of mental lows.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, since I've taken over CEOs, I haven't grown in numbers really. If anything, I went backwards a little bit, which is fine. And I only stream once a week because mentally I cannot take more at the moment.
Right.
So you sometimes feel like maybe I shouldn't be the person in charge of this, but you are, and you're doing a great job. And
Yeah.
I think I am
And I
doing a
think
good
also
job as
like,
well.
you know, we do sacrifice our streams to be leaders,
Yeah.
and people don't recognize that or see the amount of stuff we're pushing aside to work on personally to prioritize the community or the team.
Yeah. Like
So,
I
you know,
spend
we've
much
made
more time.
choices to volunteer over work on our content, you know.
Yeah. So the teams are basically our main projects, and we put much more effort and time
Yeah, for
and
sure.
energy.
Because it's a more rewarding project at the end of the day.
It's for me, like I do these Instagram posts for CEOs, and I at least one post since June, and I'm slowly running low on content, but it's still
Yeah.
my main thing where I put my time and effort into.
Your creative energy into as well. And
yeah, and that's
there's only
fine.
so much creative energy in
Yeah,
a
and
person, you know.
it feels, yeah, it's like you said, it feels more rewarding to do it for the team
Yeah,
than it does for just myself.
for sure.
So your favorite horror games?
I like scary games.
You do? I am surprised.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought I like scary games?
Yes. You like a wide variety. You already said that your friends were like Phasmo streamers and DBD streamers, and that's not necessarily what you do. But like your favorite horror games are, for example, Labyrinthine. I cannot tell you how long I called this just Labyrinth until I realized that's not the name of the game. And Silent Hill 2. So you like to have more variety and try not to play the same game over and over, if I see that correct. So what needs a horror game for being interesting and relevant to you?
So I do play a wide variety of games, but my games still mostly have themes. I like games with a good story, a good atmosphere, and puzzles. It's a lot of it's the puzzles that connect them. Some story games I do replay if I'm really, really into it. Like I've played Bendy and the Ink Machine and Bendy and the Dark Revival a bunch. Simply, I love the lore. I love the deep dive of the lore there. Silent Hill 2 is also one where I'm excited to deep dive in the lore more and hopefully play some more Silent Hill remakes in the future. But I know Silent Hill 2 kind of has its own standalone story, so that one's kind of easy to deep dive into. Another one I've played a lot of is Oxenfree. I love that game so much.
Oxenfree, yes.
I've probably played it like 6 times. I could eat, sleep, drink Oxenfree. I could play it over and over. I think that game just has a great mix of puzzle, story, humor, replayability. I've never 100%ed it though. I've never 100%ed a game, but I do like to replay games.
Is that a project
I am in the middle of...
Sorry.
Maybe. I've definitely thought about it. I've gone into Bendy and the Ink Machine and started slowly chipping away at some extra achievements, but they're kind of hard. There's a lot of mini games.
Yeah.
Like getting the perfect bullseye on the dartboard is gonna take years. You know. So like I think for me, if I want 100% a game, it kind of depends on what the achievements are. I have slowly been going into more achievement hunting, like with Silent Hill 2. I just did the dog and the alien ending. I have some stuff for another ending. I also did the no gun and the no radio achievements over there. So I feel like I'm slowly chipping away, but not like intentionally going for it. Alan Wake 2 is one that I'm really into right now because of the lore. I think for me, lore goes a long way.
Yeah, I can understand
I
that.
like to deep dive into those YouTube videos and like put everything together. But the great thing about Alan Wake 2 is it's like such a big universe and connects so many different Remedy games that like I don't need to deep dive in the lore to experience it while I'm playing Alan Wake 2. because I have the original
Yeah,
a
I've
few
played
times.
that too. And I
So
had this. There was one fight in the that I had to stop playing, and I didn't play for like 3 months, and eventually got
I
back
was
into
also
the
the
game.
same way. Yeah.
This
And that's what
made
I
me
was
so
playing it on
aggressive.
console. Yeah, I
Oh
was playing on
God.
console, and I had to stop and come back to it.
Mhm.
But I did the remastered like on I haven't finished American Nightmare, but I plan on it.
Mm.
And I still need to play Control.
Oh yeah, I've started Control, but there wasn't a time where my streams didn't go as nicely
I
as I
got
wanted,
lost.
and then I had to just stop streaming for like a month, and then I never got back to Control, which is crazy. I
That
should
was
pick
me
it
with
up one
Alan
time.
Wake 2. I've restarted it a few times because I fell out of it and long breaks and, taking breaks from Twitch
Yeah.
and then not come back to it, kind of just forgot about it.
And
But I am enjoying it now.
Are there any horror games that surprised you, like something that you just played on a hunch or something, and then you didn't expect to love it as much as you did?
So, okay, I was trying to think of this one. I couldn't really think of anything off the top of my head, but some games that I went into that were something that I didn't expect, even if I was like excited to play them. Me Side.
Mm.
Me Side approaches itself as a Doki Doki kind of game. I thought I was going into a, kind of scary dating sim.
Mhm.
It turned survival horror really and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Mhm.
But I was not expecting to be running for my life.
I have not played it, but I know so many love it.
It's a good one. The community added voice acting to it.
Oh,
So it's not
cool.
voice acted. Yeah, it's all community voice acted.
That yeah,
So
especially now
luckily
that
I
so
played
many
it post voice acting being
yeah.
added.
So many opt for AI voices now, so it's pretty cool to see
Yeah.
that something like this
Yeah, I love that.
is just
Another
possible.
game, it's Cooking Companions, the visual novel. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, like this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be dark. It's so much darker than I expected.
Yeah, I played
So
that
much
because
darker.
you
And
recommended
the
it.
lore just goes and goes and goes. And now they have a second game, and I haven't played it yet.
Mhm.
But I feel like it just took such a wild turn, and I was not expecting
Yeah.
all the things to unfold in that game that did unfold. So those were two of my recommendations. Took me by surprise.
Mhm.
Left me thinking about them for a long time after I played them,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I was looking for Doki Doki-esque games, and then you recommended Cooking
Cooking
Companions.
Companions. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good one. One of my friends had gifted it to me and didn't tell me anything about it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, look at this cute little cooking horror game. And then no.
Yeah, it
It
goes
was only
really
cute for a
bad.
little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the little talking vegetables were so
They're
cute.
so cute. They're so cute. It's hard not to love them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did a
that
cooking
lore goes so
stream
deep.
and I had them like the little vegetables from that game. I had them as decorations in my cooking stream
I love
on my
that.
overlay. They were so cute.
Onion.
Onion. Yeah. So we already talked a little bit about it. Has running the Crypt and the Crypt community changed your approach to your own content?
Absolutely. I definitely think so. I think it's kind of given me the kick in the butt to like really dive back down the horror variety genre again and like do a better job at like keeping my games in the horror genre, even when I need something cozy, trying to find something on theme. Um, I've definitely pushed aside a lot of my crafting survival games lately, and just stream mostly. But I do feel like it just kind of inspired me made me excited about horror more.
Mhm. When somebody would look for something that is more cozy on a cozy side, but still wants to have horror, what would you recommend?
Um, there are a ton of really great visual novels. Tales from Candleforth is a great one. It does have some light jump scares. If you need like a farming sim that's not scary at all, Wildflowers is a really great witchy game that's not technically horror, but is kind of on theme. Oxenfree. I always come back to
Mhm.
Oxenfree. It's cozy, but it's got some scary atmosphere without giving you jump scares. and a lot of great humor. Um, Even like A Little Misfortune, Friend Beau are great. Sally Face is super dark, but technically cozy. I love
Yeah,
Sally Face.
sometimes cozy is
Sometimes the
very dark.
coziest games are the darkest, like by far.
Yeah.
By far the darkest. Cabernet was a good one. I really enjoyed
Oh, there
that
was the
one.
vampire one, right?
Yeah, the vampire one.
Yeah. I saw
I really liked that story. It was good.
Nymphette from the CEOs play that, and she was so into it. It was so cute. She played it so long as well, and she was absolutely immersed into that game.
Yeah, it's so good. There's one I want to try soon called Lily's Lil Video Shop.
I've never heard of
It
that one.
looks really cool. Very 90s slash early 2000s vibes.
Very cool.
But that's probably a next try on my list of cozy horrors.
Mm-hmm.
Another good one, Dredge.
Oh
Play
yeah, the
Dredge.
one with
that
the
one's really
with the
great.
ship, right? Yeah.
Fishy, yeah. It also has crowd control now.
That's cool. Chat can mess with your little ship.
Yeah, crowd control connects to Tiltify.
Oh, wait, can you explain?
Ooh.
Can you explain how that works?
When you are fundraising and you have a Tiltify campaign open, you'll have like a little ID, and you basically just copy that and put it into your crowd control in the Tiltify section. And any money purchased through crowd control while Tiltify ID is in there for your campaign, all that money will go to the fundraiser.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that. That is something people need to know about.
Like, yeah, it's a way to donate through Twitch integration.
And then at the same time mess with the streamer and have some fun and some.
Yeah, they also did just add support for fundraising through Twitch itself as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so now options.
We definitely need
even
to
like
spread
my
the word.
VTuber program, Vinion, also connects to Tiltify.
Wait, I think wait, what is mine?
So like when people donate, I can make my VTuber like dance and stuff.
Oh, that is so cool. I like
clap
that.
or whatever I want to do. So
I enjoy that.
Fundraising perks of being a VTuber and liking to cause chaos with your community. Honestly, the last time we did crowd control, I did The Sims. And we did it for Tiltify fundraiser for St. Jude. I turned all of my moderators into Sims and put them in a dollhouse and set up crowd control to play the Hunger Games with chat. And we probably raised an extra $100. So I would say it's worth it.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Let them all light each other on fire. And, there are a lot of graves, but it was a good time.
Maybe we need to like make a little collection, like write down a little article or an Instagram post with Tiltify integrated crowd control. That's really fun.
I probably have a section and get it.
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, that would be great. I would love that. What is your favorite part about horror content creation now that you are feeling more connected to horror again? And what is something that frustrates you? Two sides of a coin, basically.
Okay, this is a fun one. So I think one of the best things about making horror content is that the content makes itself. The horror games just make for some really memorable, funny, exciting moments. I started off as an Animal Crossing streamer, and the amount of effort I would have to put into creating my content was absolutely wild. Having something to do, planning something creative, getting all the items together to be able to actually build something on stream. It's so much more work to like do creative games on stream compared to being able to be in this like high action, high suspense, terror of an atmosphere that just really naturally creates the content for you. And I will say, with all this content that you can so easily make, my one shout out to streamers is feature your clips. Y'all feature your clips for that discoverability, especially as a horror streamer. It's really great content. And if you're not featuring your clips, you're only hurting your own discoverability. So take the time to feature your clips.
Yeah.
For me, frustrating will always be the lack of accessibility in horror games. And it seems like the more time goes on, even though we're quote unquote in 2025 and gaming should be for everyone, it constantly feels like horror games are going backward. And it's honestly in this day and age, if you lazy, and I feel like just in the horror genre in general, we need a little more help on the ally on the ally side, because it is a really huge problem. And the more
Mm-hmm.
people speak about it, the more people learn about it, and the more game devs see that we really care about it. Um, and like
Yeah.
as an accessibility advocate, it's tough because like I try to ask questions. I try to do my best, like be respectful and put ideas in their heads. And it just seems like care. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's only hurting their own sales and their own community by making their game only for a cookie cutter gamer and not making their game for everyone.
Yeah, especially since like indie horror devs are so much more liberal than people who work for big publishing
Right.
studios. So they can actually they can do more and like be creative and try things. I think I talked to Sharky about that in the first episode of this podcast, where that so many people can just now sit down, or was it maybe the dev
Just
of
copy and paste assets and
yeah,
create a
like
horror game.
it's so easy to make a horror game. Like if you know how to use a computer and do some research and read some articles, you can basically make a horror game. And I think while
It's
this is a good thing, at the same
right.
time it also creates more
It's not
games
enough.
where people do
It's
not
lowering the
think about
standard,
that. Yes, yes. Because everybody
and
can make
we
one.
deserve better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely understand that.
I also think it's like getting so bad to a point that like I love the horror game. I'm a jury member there. We watch most of the showcases. The trailers are becoming inaccessible and are
Mm.
hard to watch. So many flashing lights and things that like the last horror game awards showcase, we had a lot of fun, but some of us had headaches by the end of it
Mm-hmm.
because the trailers are just not accessible
Yeah.
and not well put together. Um,
I remember when I was still a moderator for the Crypt community, there was like in the Crypt community there are also indie devs, and they have to go through some application process to feature their games and promote their games in the Discord. And I remember there was one that had like the game looked like they actually put in some effort and there's some story behind it, but the trailer was literally blinking so much that me, and I don't usually have a
yeah.
problem with like flashing lights, I was disorientated just from watching that trailer. I was like, who can look at that and think that's a great idea?
Yeah. And we've gotten better with the dev program. I think what's been hard about our dev program is that like we haven't always had stable manager, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like not really a project that I have to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Like for that dev program to run, we have to have someone in charge of it because I just don't have the time. Even before the stream team, I didn't have
Yeah.
or energy. So I do think we do better these days. Now I do more outreach myself
Mm-hmm.
and invite devs in to come apply, based off like games that I played myself.
Yeah. Where you just know that they will
And
like to
yeah,
make
and we
the
do hope that, part of why we bring in game devs isn't just so they promote, it's so they can work with streamers, get feedback, connect,
yeah.
make business relationships and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the Crypt community and you play a game by a dev and you want to give them some feedback, please do.
Mm-hmm. What are some current trends in horror games, except for the flashing lights, that excite you, and which one do you like think could go
Oh,
into
this
the
is
bin?
fun. Okay, so in streaming, I really love seeing more streamers straying away from a main game and going into horror variety. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm seeing people be just so much happier on stream.
Yeah.
Even when their numbers are dropping, I can just see the shift in people being happier on stream again. And I think that's really important. I think a lot of times we put ourselves into a box for growth, and that's not always the best for us.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's the best for our stream, and the growth of our stream. But I do really love seeing people like stepping away from putting that kind of pressure on themselves and sticking to one main game,
Yeah,
feeling
definitely.
like that they have to push through burnout of that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that too with Sharky, because he started as a DBD streamer.
Yeah.
And then he was like, It feels like nobody who locks themselves into a game category like Phasmo or DBD looks happy.
Right. A lot of them are just they're stuck at a point. It's like if they stop playing it, they lose their viewership. A lot of those people are probably relying on that money for their bills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just like the variety is healthy
Yeah.
on so many people. Like I'd rather grow slow and play the games I love, put myself in unhappy
Mm-hmm.
for I didn't really have like a horror gaming trend that made me super excited, but we're gonna talk about this.
Okay.
Something
Embracing myself.
Yeah, it's a trend that I wish would get lost, and you probably haven't thought about it. And when you open Steam, you're gonna be like, oh shit, we have like 6+ games called The Night Shift on Steam.
Oh, I
Okay,
have thought
can we
about
stop
that, yeah.
calling everything The Night Shift, Night Security, The Night Job? I don't know, y'all. We need to get some better titles. I cannot see another game called The Night Shift pop up on my Steam to play it. I don't even know which is which anymore.
And then you don't know, have I played this one already?
It needs to stop. I have to start looking through which dev is which, and I don't freaking know. Like, can we get a little creative, please? I can't have another Night Shift game.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm gonna lose it.
And even if it's like a little like observation duty, doesn't have the word night, but it's still like you are still the person.
The titles are becoming
night.
so copy and paste that like I don't know what game is what anymore.
Yeah.
And people need to get a little more creative. Ask your community. Ask your testers. Get creative with your fans. Like, but stop calling everything The Night Shift, please.
No more nights.
Just
no more
please.
shifts. No more working at night.
No more night shifts. It's okay. It's okay if we're working at night, but let's call it something else. Like the convenience store was great.
Yeah.
I don't know. The 7-Eleven from Wish. Let's call it that. Let's.
That's actually a really good
about
point.
The Night Shift.
That's such a good point. Yeah, I like it.
My other thing was all the 4 versus 1 games that are coming out that are very obvious cash grabs.
4 versus
the
1?
oversaturated 4v1 games, yeah, like trying to be DBD.
Oh,
or like
so Killer Survivor.
Phasmo wannabes, yeah. Even though Phasmo wannabes are not 4v1, I just feel like they're both very oversaturated markets.
Yeah,
and it's hard to make anything successful in those genres if you're not making a game complete.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see more story horror and single player horror.
Yeah. My problem with story horror is often that it's a lot of reading, and I feel insecure and stumble about my words in games while reading, and then I get anxious about the reading part, and then people will be annoyed at my stuttering or something, which maybe they aren't, but it's still, I cannot help the thing that.
Yeah, and I can very much relate. I definitely get insecure. I have a words are hard emote, like depending on my brain fog and how much sleep I've gotten, depends on how well I'm gonna speak that day. And it's even harder when you're juggling a chat and a game and all these alerts and you're multitasking and trying to just brain to mouth is a challenge. But I do think that like for me, I'm very transparent with my community about how I'm feeling or like if I'm feeling a little off, and like people are always so cool about it. I think that transparency and just like being open really goes a long ways in this space.
Yeah. Speaking of a challenge, you lead a community, you need a team, you have your own content, you have your disabilities to work with. How do you keep yourself from burning out, and how do you keep your life balanced?
I think I have to be very strict with myself. And I highly encourage anyone who's in a similar situation, balancing a lot of things, to also with yourself. You know, I make sure that I'm not planning anything last minute. If I want to do like a name or something, I'm gonna have to move around my medication. So I'm gonna plan things. I'm also going to plan regular breaks, despite whether I'm taking time off for health reasons or not. I think planning breaks is super important. And during those breaks, making sure that you give yourself full days away from Twitch. I also like basically my weekends try to remove myself from Twitch, watching Twitch, completely disassociate. for a couple days a week. I think it's super healthy. Making sure that I'm prioritizing my personal and medical schedule over TCC's, the Crypt communities, and the stream team. And on top of that, like just having a really awesome supportive staff helps me a lot with balancing all of that. But like as far as breaks, I know for sure I'm on one right now. I come back to Twitch tomorrow at the time of recording this. But I always take at least a week off in November because Halloween, October, and then prepping for Halloween, September is really busy. And then December gets really busy. So I force myself to take some time off in between because I know I need it.
Yeah, I feel like having a reliable staff and being able to delegate tasks is really important. Like, you for example do the events in Discord, so I just make the graphic and you will put in the Discord events for the CEOs, and Ellie, Max, and Liv will post stuff on Twitter and Blue Sky, and I just know that I can rely on them and that they will let me know when they're not there, because you can't do
you can trust that the place isn't gonna burn down without you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that is such a huge thing, is just like having that support system of staff and you know, training them well, having their guidelines set in stone so everyone knows what they're doing, being organized, and then when the time comes that you need to take a break, you can easily. So
I just need to be better at announcing when I'm taking a break. Like my partner had a vacation just now, and I was barely using Discord and Twitch at all. But I didn't tell anyone beforehand, so I feel like that's something that's very important to just tell.
And like honestly, I love the team. I love the Crypt community. But even when I do announce that I'm on break, I still get contacted often about stream team stuff, even though like they could be going to space or opening a ticket or going to a manager. Definitely still get hit up on my breaks often.
So do you don't I mean, you probably still do feel the need to be online all the time, but you force yourself to not to.
Be online all the time?
Yes. Like, do you have the urge to be there all the time?
I definitely think that I like, you know, have built the habit to wake up and check the Crypt community and make sure that everything's okay. And like check in a couple times through the day. But I also feel like if I needed to disconnect, like it's okay because I do have other people there that have the same values as me. And I think right now, like our admin is just so great that I can really trust them, that like we've had such great conversations together and that we're all on the same page, so I can trust them a lot.
That's good.
But yeah, I do feel like I can disconnect a little bit more. I think it also depends on like how short staff we are on just like the moderator side, because it's a lot harder to balance a mod team. We do have quite a consistent issue of mods disappearing, not saying anything, and then we never hear from them again. So yeah, it's really hard to know where people are at when they stop responding, and it's hard to constantly have the mods coming and going and trying to teach them and constantly catch people up because they're new, and it is a balance. But I think just having that core admin team and having like our level with me making the decisions and that they're on the same page as me is a huge bonus for me.
I feel like a lot. It's the same CEOs. Like I feel like the mods don't often fully disappear, but when it just comes to normal members, there are people that just stop responding, and then I'm worried. Like I sometimes feel like what if something happens and I feel like an asshole,
and it's hard when you can't get a response.
Them.
We do care. We promise we care. We don't bite. But it's probably just a Twitch streamer thing and burnout and life. And
so how do you measure success for yourself as a content creator, but also for the Crypt and the Crypt?
So for me, when I came to Twitch, I came from music but stayed for gaming. And I remember one of the streamers that I really at the time kind of inspired me to start my stream journey because of their talk of personal growth, like just as a human. And that's always been a main goal for me, is to use my stream as a way to better myself. When I started streaming, I was just kind of at a really low point in my life. COVID hit and I'm high risk, so I can't really leave the house. And, I've kind of been left behind by my friends in real life. And I needed something that so bad. And Twitch very much gave me a reason to like get out of bed every day. So for me, my goal is always personal growth. For my stream team, it's seeing their personal growth. And I think that is just always for me.
Yeah, growth is a good
Yeah.
thing too. Because it's also
I
not
think,
like a
yeah,
set in stone. Like growth can continue.
right.
Like you can reach a goal, yeah, but growing never really
It's
stops.
like ever evolving.
Yeah.
But like, charity and all these cool things we do, like they're so great, but nothing is better than just like growing with the community on Twitch, being a better person overall, because
And also just like seeing when you did isn't right and owning up to things.
yeah, I feel like I've learned a lot about myself. I feel like I feel like I handle situations better. I feel like I've just learned a lot.
For me, when I remember we had like one issue in the CEOs where discussions got very heated and some people left the team, and I wasn't there for a couple of hours, and I came back and it looked like this gif from the community where the one character comes into the room and everything is aflame, and he was just downstairs to get some pizzas. That's
Yeah.
how it felt for me, and I was so overwhelmed because it was the first time we had like people at each other's throat over something, and I was
you,
like,
you
how do
also
I
took over a
handle
team
this?
for someone.
Yeah.
You never had the plans to open a team. Like you
Yeah.
took on a project of someone else, and have definitely worked hard to make it the incredible space it is. But I know that
thank
like
you.
your job has not been easy as well.
Yeah, but I do think that I have learned a lot because
Yeah.
in that first
I
time
think
that
just being a
happened,
leader,
I was so
being a leader
overwhelmed
teaches
with
you so much.
like whom do I like. So the thing is, you want to be everybody to be happy, but sometimes that's not possible. So you just have to look
Yeah.
into yourself and like see what works with your values.
What's right.
And
Yeah.
what is
What
right in the
aligns with the values
situation.
and the mission of the team.
Yeah.
It's always relating back to those values and that mission. And I think that keeping that mission and those values at the forefront of your team is literally the most important thing.
So if somebody just came to you and they want to create their own community, it's not, for example, doesn't even have to be about horror, just like something they're passionate about and they want to create a community in the spirit of the Crypt community, but about, I don't know, cozy game.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Best advice would be don't jump into things. Even with a stream team, we took 6 months to plan it out. We really built our foundation before open doors. I think that's super important. I think it's important to be aware of the mental lows and the tough decisions that do come with putting yourself in a leadership role. And, like I've said over and over, to really just establish those values and build your foundation off of that and continue to stick to it. Because if you don't, it's going to blow up in your face, unfortunately. And we have seen a lot of teams and communities and stuff shut down over time. It seems to come back to the same issues of people not being able to handle the issues because it gets super overwhelming. It's heavy on the body, it's heavy on the mind, it's a lot to physically handle and mentally handle. And I think just like I'm someone that prepares for the worst and hopes for the best. So I think that on the outside, stream teams look glittery and pretty, and when you step into that leadership role, it's a lot of responsibility, an incredible amount of responsibility. People are going to put you on a pedestal, and they are going to judge your whole community on you. It's a hard role to fill, and it's a lot of pressure.
And
so
you give up a lot of
be ready. You give up a lot of time. I eat, sleep, breathe the Crypt community in the Crypt like no other. takes the most amount of my time out of every day of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Except for when I'm like purposely disconnecting, which, you know,
Yeah.
I said I have to.
Yeah.
But like it takes away from my own stream. It's a huge sacrifice and it's a huge commitment. And I do wish that more people that open stream teams like thought about that, because people open stream teams and close them real fast because it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And
You give up a lot of
it's just-
privileges
it's not
too.
healthy for like everyone involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like you also give up a lot of privileges, as in
Yeah.
neutrality or
Yeah.
impartiality is a privilege that you cannot have as a leader. If there's like a fight between two members and one of them is just playing out against your values and isn't, you cannot be impartial.
Right.
You
Especially
have
for
to
a
take
global
stand.
space.
Yeah. And that's something that I have learned. Like when we had that first situation,
It's like you
there
have
was
to put on a business mindset.
yes.
At times you have to be able to like be a professional and not let your emotions and your friendships get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, it becomes an erupting volcano,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I think it's important to just know the position you're putting yourself.
And with all of that, all these juggling things, there's also you being disabled, a disabled streamer. You've been really transparent and open about being a disabled content creator, and also have been nominated at this point.
Oh,
the nominations are not like the nominations are out, but the winners aren't announced.
Yeah, the
when
voting
we are
goes to like
recording.
mid-December, so go vote.
Yeah. So well, when this episode comes out, the voting's already done. It's gonna be at the but congratulations!
Well, bummer. I hope you voted.
Congratulations on being doubly nominated for Disabled Women Creator of the Year and Disabled Horror Creator of the Year.
Funny, that was not even in the plans when we were planning this podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
That just happened like the other day.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I have no idea who nominated me, to be honest. Like, I think I've been so busy that I haven't even noticed that there were nominations going on, to be completely fair. And Disabled CC is a great space. I'm not a part of them because I wish I had the energy to put into another Discord. I feel like I'd just be in there and be dead weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I love what they do and I love what they stand for. They work really hard on being a space like the Crypt community for disabled content creators of all kinds. So, I'm excited.
And how did that journey look for you? Because you said you had a lot of time on your hand, and because COVID, you couldn't leave the house because you are in a situation where you are at more risk. So how did that all start with?
So I guess I'll be transparent. I have cystic fibrosis, which means I have a lot of medications, and I have some strict medication schedules. I'm in and out of the hospital sometimes. Luckily not being around people, I have not been in the hospital because people aren't getting me sick. So, but my journey has always been a struggle. I always say I'm consistently inconsistent. That's my consistency, because physical health is always going to take a priority. There's going to be days I don't feel like I can stream. There's going to be days that I come to stream and I am not the same chaotic Kristen that I usually am. And I think transparency, like I've always said, goes a long way with that. My journey has been a roller coaster. I started as a cam streamer. I started struggling a lot with my energy and felt like I needed to retire the cam. It was giving me a lot of anxiety to try to look presentable while I'm not feeling well. So for a while I was doing like the cam and PNG thing, and then I went full PNG, and then I went VTuber, and then back to PNG, and then 2D VTuber, and then now I'm at 3D VTuber. But it really has been a journey, and it's been a lot of changing things and trying to see what I feel like works best. I think the thing with VTubing is it's so much work and my brain just doesn't want to learn it all. But I feel like I can connect better with my community over PNG. Like I feel like I just kind of get a little bit better connection like I used to with Cam, having an avatar of some sort compared. So that is where I've ended up.
Yeah.
But I always have some cozier games on deck in case I need a game that's not so high energy to match my energy levels.
Mm.
I've always got things like Gaggle, great program. Um, it's something you can sign up for. They're still doing affiliate codes and stuff, I think. But I think they gave everyone codes to invite friends. But
Okay.
basically what they are is a TV show. They license TV shows and turn them into games with chat.
Oh.
Yeah. Any partner can definitely sign up right off the bat. And then I think anyone in there now has like 3. But they're slowly opening it more. And honestly, if you just hit them up, they're really, really cool. Get you hooked up. That's what I did.
I love
I hit them up
that.
and I was like, hey, like, this looks like something that'd be great for me on my community when I'm not feeling well. Like, do you have any extra codes? Can I try? And they were super cool about it. And they've been really
Mhm.
cool about giving us codes for the crypt and sharing the love there too. So they're really, really great program. Highly recommend checking it out, seeing if you can get a code and
Yeah, I
playing
will.
some TV show games with your community.
I will link that in the show notes for sure.
Yeah. It's a Gaggl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clip that so we can actually. But another thing that I would like to mention in the show notes, you just already mentioned your disability. I apologize. Can you repeat the name and explain a little bit what exactly it is?
Okay, so I have cystic fibrosis. It's a genetic disorder. Both parents have to be carriers. And basically, what it does is it overproduces mucus in every part of my body that can produce mucus.
Mm.
So that's the lungs, the sinuses, the pancreas, the reproductive systems, even the eyes. So yeah, slowly kind of suffocating
Mm.
in a sense. But the mucus traps a lot of infections, which and puts us in the hospital often. We have low immune system. Luckily, medication has come a long way for the CF Foundation. And, the CF Foundation is really how I know how to fundraise. I've been fundraising for them my whole life,
Mhm.
doing walks and participating in events and a lot of that. And since COVID happened, a lot of us CF patients cannot go out in public and do those things anymore. I actually don't know that they even have those anymore. But the CF Foundation has such a good charity program
Mhm.
that they basically fundraise and put millions of dollars into medication every year. And they're the reason that we have things like Trikafta and Aliftrek, which are genetic modulator pills that try to attack the 7th chromosome and flip the switches to make you not have CF. Now where like those medications, I wouldn't say they're a cure. I think
Mhm.
they're slowing it down for a lot of people. And it's definitely a big reason that I also haven't been in the hospital for 5 years is trying these new medications, and being able to I don't know, they're miracle drugs, And like
Mhm.
I said, all of that comes from fundraising.
Yeah. Are they
So
on
we're very
Titify?
lucky to have a really no,
Maybe.
which is
If,
wild. I know some people have reached out to see if they'd join Tiltify. They are on Twitch. You can find the CF Foundation on Twitch. But like honestly, you hear a lot about a lot of charities out there that the money isn't going to the medicine; it's going into a lot of the employees' pockets.
mhm.
Those CEOs, vacation houses. But the CF Foundation isn't like that, and we're very lucky. In California, most of our uh, doctor's offices are CF Foundation sponsored, which means that we get first dibs on meds. We get to do all the testing for new drugs. We basically give them all of our data to do research and a lot,
Hmm.
which is cool.
Maybe we should contact CEOs and ask them to join Titify so we can
That'd be
maybe
fun.
for CEOs
Yeah, I mean,
raise something
we
for
could
them.
reach out too. We actually have another CF, the Crypt as well.
See?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
know.
like
Small world, huh?
that could also be like a fun sibling team project, but that's something we should
Aw.
talk about offline.
Yeah, we can get deeper into that later.
Uh-huh.
But I will say, just touching on the charity thing again, as a CF patient, I've also been a Make-A-Wish kid myself, and I've been a Starlight kid myself.
Starlight kids are
Foundation.
the ones that get the Christmas present boxes, right?
Yeah, I've been one that has used their gaming systems in the hospital during my stays on multiple occasions.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. And that's also
Yeah.
why the Crypt community does fundraisers for Starlight Kids every
Yeah.
December,
Giving
right?
back to a lot of the places that gave to me.
Yeah. I think that's a good cause. Great cause. So what are some of the biggest accessibility challenges in gaming or streaming that people might not even notice?
Oh boy. That they might not know. I feel like when we talk about accessibility, people don't realize that even the most basic of settings like volume, mouse control, your brightness are also accessibility
Mm-hmm.
options, and that um it's so much more than just like adding some head bob or colorblind or dyslexia font options. Any setting in there that's like not a graphic setting that affects the way you like hear or see or play a game, even controller support, like that's all accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much bigger than what most people think.
Yeah. Like for me, I am lucky enough that I don't need a lot of accessibility features. But for me, it's already, if there's like a longer text and I read it out loud and it just disappears before I'm done reading,
Yeah.
like just the fact that
Like
I
you
don't
can't
have a
pace it
button,
yourself.
yeah, that makes me so
Um,
mad.
And another thing is like when it comes to accessibility, a lot of people tell you to try demos. And I'm here to tell you that most of the time, those demos, the accessibility settings do not work in the demos.
Mm-hmm. If there are any at
So,
all.
yeah. And a lot of times, yeah, sometimes those settings come later. And it's a hard battle of like, do I buy this and take the time to refund something again, possibly make myself really sick and ruin my entire day? Because I don't know if like these settings are gonna work or if they even have settings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an ever-going battle. And like honestly, like I get tired of freaking refunding games. Like,
Yeah, I
I
can
don't want to
imagine.
sit there and refund games all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes to like streaming, I think that like just in general, it's hard to have the same consistency of energy, which makes it really hard to maintain a viewership
Yeah.
in general. And that like us with chronic illness and disabilities constantly planning around medication schedules and doctor's appointments, and that like sometimes our schedules are just really set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
um and that like as much as I would love to do a 12-hour stream sometime, it just probably isn't an option for me, or
Yeah.
like do an uncapped subathon, that like it's probably not an option for me. So it would be nice to see see more streaming trends in general that are more accessible to everyone and not so hard on streamers' bodies in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you don't have to have chronic illness or disabilities to like take your
Yeah, that's why I personally am not a fan of like 12-hour streams without sleep.
yeah.
Like I think it's fine to have like a uncapped subathon where you sleep, even if you sleep on cam. Even though that isn't, I have done that like 2 times. I have done 2 subathons. One was they were both capped, and we both times reached the end, so it was like 36, and one time 58 hours. But I slept on cam. But the timer kept running, and some people will say that's not a real subathon if you sleep through, but there's still content provided, so I disagree. But
Yeah.
sleeping on camera is not as restful as sleeping in your
Yeah.
proper
I feel like in the
bed
back of
without.
my head, I'd be like, oh my God, people can see me do this. And I
Yeah,
keep
you're
waking
still
up.
perceived, and yeah, it's definitely. So if I would do that again, even though I have done it twice now, I think I would pause the clock, go to bed, and then continue the next day.
Yeah.
Because
Just stop the timer and start it again.
I think it's a bad example to see somebody stream for 24 hours without sleeping. I think it's very
I do.
unhealthy.
I think it sets some unhealthy tones for other streamers.
And it also, nobody enjoys watching somebody who's half dead playing a game and they cannot
Struggle,
even
yeah.
talk anymore. Like maybe there are some sick minds who think that's fun, but I personally don't
I
enjoy
always feel
it.
terrible for the streamers toward
Yeah,
the
me
end. I'm
too.
like,
Mhm.
this is kind of hard to watch you try.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah,
Um,
that's definitely
another,
something.
just to squeeze it in there, Twitch a while back added alt text to Twitch panels.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you that have not updated your Twitch panels, especially if you got artwork, definitely go update that.
Yeah.
because that was such a great accessibility addition to Twitch that
Yeah.
we've been asking for a very long time. And I'm sure there are a lot of streamers that have not taken the time. So
Mhm.
do it.
I think personally it should be a little longer because they have like
Yeah.
a character limit, so you can only do it like for like
Add
headlines
so
or very
much.
short
Yeah.
descriptions.
And some people have like entire graphic
Exactly. And I feel
panels,
like if
yeah.
they could put the text from those graphic panels into the alt text, that would be great. But with the character limit that they have right now, that's not possible.
Right.
Which is why I moved away from having panels that aren't written form, even though I do prefer the graphic looks, and I'm a designer still from like I learned design professionally, so I would love to have
I know,
graphic
they're so
panels.
pretty, but they just like
they just aren't accessible.
accessible.
And
also,
yes,
those that are using pretty fonts are not screen reader accessible either.
Yeah.
Only the basic font is screen reader accessible.
Yes.
I know going through applications recently, there were quite a few channels that I was like, I need any of this, and like, I don't need a screen reader. This is hard on my eyes.
Yes.
Help! I can't read this.
And when it comes to games, is there any horror game that has impressed you with their accessibility? And if you want to talk about somebody that completely missed the mark, you can. But if you don't want to shit on any games, I also understand.
So this is AAA. I know, I'm sorry. Little Nightmares 3 for a thumbs up. And I say this because they added whole paid like highlight mechanics. So you can highlight your player, your friend's player, your enemies in different colors so you don't lose who you're looking at. And it was super accessible. And I love to see that feature. I've been using it and it has made my gameplay so much better because I'm not accidentally watching my friend instead of my character all the time. I have each of us like highlighted in a different color, and it's also easier for like chat to follow who's who when we're doing the co-op game. So I think it was a really great addition, and I loved seeing it. For bad, I mean, do I mention it? It was public. Emeka Games. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
everyone really likes them. I've had a argument with social media. Many people know about it. It got a lot of traction. And I'll go through this whole story. For about a year, I was going through asking Ask Games and Emeka if they were going to add accessibility to certain games because Emeka was going backward with accessibility in the games. But not only that, they are teaching multiple devs about being a game dev and how to create games and their names on a lot of other games. So not only are they ignoring, they were all ignoring my comments, my questions for a year. And you just keep seeing games come out with less and less accessibility. So I said something, and I might have been a little moody. I'll take that. I could have been a little sassy, but I did call them out for the lack of accessibility and them teaching other game devs in this community that accessibility doesn't matter. And their response was, my games are like a movie. They don't need accessibility.
It's okay.
And people were pissed. At their I'm too cool for accessibility kind of remark. And they got a lot of bad feedback. I mean, obviously, everyone really loves Emeka Games. They have officially announced their retirement. But Emeka Games, I saw them constantly struggling and posting about like games not getting good feedback, and it just felt like they didn't care to change or like work on the things the feedback about. And then throwing a pity party about it.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy a lot of their games, truly. Like Find Yourself is great. Summer of 58 is great. Locked Up, I think I played it once, but I think it comes like, if I remember, there was a lot of flashing lights.
Yeah.
I played Father's Day. I remember struggling with it, but like from there beyond, like the games were for me due to the lack of accessibility.
And also, the comment that it's a movie, so it doesn't need accessibility.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
even
it was
movies
just such
need
a bad attitude.
Like,
right, it was such a bad
subtitles.
attitude. Like these games were coming out without even mouse sensitivity and volume. Like it was literally they were putting out games with 0 settings.
Yeah,
at a point, and I don't know. The whole thing felt so icky to me. And, you know, I think a couple months ago before they announced the retirement, they made an announcement that they went back and added accessibility to games.
Oh, interesting.
After all of that,
See,
I saw a post that they said that they went back. And I'm like, you couldn't have listened the first time? Like, we've been telling you this for so long. You, like, hurt your own reputation. And, yeah.
You just take your time to...
We were right at the end of the day. Like, your games need accessibility. People want to play them.
Yeah. Like, I think indie devs need to take some time to reflect. Because nobody is perfect. Everybody does their first game and might do some mistakes. And it's okay. I told, like, as an undiagnosed ADHD person, I struggle with being criticized very much.
Absolutely. It's very hard.
But I feel like you need to take some time to reflect and then see if maybe the person is right before you call out, and then in the end,
like I said, listening goes a long ways. Like listening in the game dev community, like listening to feedback and building that game with your community is so important. I think that's what makes a game super successful a lot of times, especially for an indie dev.
Yeah.
But that was something that, you know, I never touched an Emeka game again. So,
yeah, understandably.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people that also did as well.
I have not known about
I feel like
that
a lot
at
of people
all.
put them up on this like high pedestal that they make these incredible games, but at the same time, they basically said fuck you to the accessibility community, said that they were too cool.
Yeah.
So like those words have impact.
For sure. Yeah, no, I agree. They are very popular. If you look at the CEOs of Screams members, when we have this question, like, what are your 3 top horror games? So many say all Emeka games. It's one game. It's like, that's not one game, but okay. But because they have great atmosphere. But
yeah, they do.
There's still...
But the games are still lacking.
yeah, there's still stuff that people can work on.
Absolutely. I think there's always something add or do better, make a bit more for everyone.
For days where you can't stream because, I don't know, your medication was changed or you just don't feel good, how do you handle that? What do you do? What are your backup plans? Are you just canceling? Just run me through a day of where you...
So it really depends on the day. You know, I try to just be kind to myself and see how I'm feeling. If I'm not feeling okay within like an hour of me and my normal stream time, I'm probably going to cancel. You know, I give myself a little window of like checking in with my body and seeing, you know, how I'm feeling for the day. Is coffee going to help me feel a little bit better, wake me up, or am I just too tired today to entertain? I think just taking things day by day is the best you can do, and making sure not pushing yourself just because you went with friends. If I'm not feeling well and I need a day off, but I'm feeling lonely, I will tag my Discord and go pop up some movies for the day. And we'll just have like a no chatting, you know, text only kind of low key day. So I have some company when I'm not feeling well.
Yeah.
And I think just having things to do, not bored, because there's a lot of days that like, yeah, I don't feel good, but I kind of just don't feel good enough to stream. Not exactly like
don't want to sleep all day.
Need to bed rot, yeah. And like most of the time I'm not napping and sleeping all day when I'm not streaming or taking a day off for my health. Most of the time, like I'm tired or I'm coughing a lot and like it's hard to talk when your throat's itchy and you're coughing a lot and your asthma's bad, or, you know, whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just need some quiet time in Discord, and I've got some friends that'll come hang. Sometimes I do the same in the Crypt channels. I mean, I even like to host some movies and CEOs here and there, but those are usually planned.
Yeah.
But I do notice that like if I'm starting to feel bad, I'll start in some backup plans, like some movies and stuff. I'm like, okay, I know it's there are definitely like waves of the month where like some of my medication, an asthma shot, it happens every 8 weeks, but it wears off a little early. So like I know kind of a week and a half before I'm gonna start not feeling well, plan some extra movie days to give me some things to do. So, you know, I'm a good planner.
Yeah.
And clearly. I feel like because I don't have control over my disease, that like planning, but also, you know, being kind to myself if things don't work out.
Yeah.
Is just how I work best.
Very good. So, as a conclusion to the being a disabled creator, what would you love to see change in general?
Okay. I would like to see screenshots of settings on Steam
Oh, yeah.
in the graphics, the images that each Steam listing has. I want to see your settings. Put them in there, please. I would love to see more game devs prioritizing accessibility at the core foundation of their games rather than adding it later, because I think it's very hard, especially when it comes to something like walking motion, to make it right if you don't start at the core. And I'll say this, like Dying Like the Beast. I tried it out for the horror game awards jury. I tried some of the older games. They definitely have head bob. They put head bob settings in the Beast and they work, but the walking mechanic is already not accessible at its core. You walk and you stop moving, and there's like this bend at the knees that like bounces you every time you stop moving.
Yeah.
And that right there, that's a bob. You know what I mean? That will make people sick. And that's when I start saying the accessibility needs to be in the core of the mechanics and the walking and the visuals and the graphics and things like that, and not added later. And then as far as content creators, we need a disability guild on Twitch and more front shelf and showcasing of disabled creators. I think as far as like content creation, they're the ones that struggle the most because we don't have the energy to keep up like everybody else. And they could use some love and discoverability for sure.
Yeah. Like they're like I think there's a neurodiverse. No, is there? Not sure. I was just thinking disability is just such a wide spectrum and there are so many different needs.
I mean, it includes, mental health. It includes physical health. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it could even go as far as like your eyesight if you want to consider it.
Yeah, for sure. So we are getting into the last couple of questions. I hope you're still feeling good.
Yeah,
do a big stretch. So just like a couple of like very cozy questions. What does your perfect cozy horror night look like?
I'd probably be in my bed. I have a fake fireplace in there. It turns on as a heater, so probably turn that on. During COVID, we moved our big living room TV into our bedroom because I spent more time in the bedroom, bed rotting and stuff with all my medication changes and things. So I've got my nice big TV in there, get my 2 cats in the bed, get some cuddle time on, and probably put on a movie or a game. I'll either like play some handhelds. I got the Steam Deck. Yay for handheld accessibility. And I'll even get into the Steam Deck. Was a really great addition. I have one of the OG ones, so I do wish like the battery lasted longer and stuff. But I get motion sickness with gaming, and there are quite a few games that have bouncy walking that I can actually play handheld.
Oh, that makes a difference. I didn't know that would make a difference.
It's the difference. It's like when you're at your computer, it's like being in the front row of a movie theater compared to like a handheld where it's a small screen farther away from your face.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
However, it is a very heavy handheld console.
It is. I've been slowly playing Alien Isolation on, which is fun because I haven't been able to play that on computer, and it's such a great game, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that. I got my old Switch. I got my Xbox, and I got lots of streaming services to keep me entertained while stuck at home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, and I probably have peppermint tea.
Sounds cozy.
Yeah. Peppermint tea for all my stomach issues and it as well.
Yeah. It's a good tea. Like
it's a 2-for-1, like medical benefits plus it tastes awesome.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Chamomile is a little different because that's something I drink when.
Good, though.
But it's something where I connect the taste with just being sick, and that's
for sure.
That's why my first thought is like chamomile. I'm sick.
Yeah.
So if you would put
like relating chicken noodle soup and sickness.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So if you would put a horror movie on in that case, and it would be your comfort horror movie, which horror movie would that be?
Oculus.
Oh,
that movie.
I know that. Wait, that's the one with the mirror and the
Mhm.
siblings.
Yeah, really great
Mm.
psych horror. My husband and I watch it at least once a year during October, but like I could watch that one.
It is a good one. But who was the director? There was
Oh, it's the same one that does.
a lot of
Is
horror
it
movies, I
Flanagan?
think.
Mike Flanagan?
Yes, the one who does all
Yeah.
Stephen King
Yeah.
movies and all
He
the
does
cool
the
horror
Haunting of
shows.
Hill House and Bly Manor, Doctor Sleep, Follow the House Usher, Midnight Mass.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
a big fan of Midnight
Big
Mass.
fan, for sure.
Yeah, it's a really good movie maker. Very
Yeah, for
likable as
sure.
a person as well. If you see content where
I
he's like
actually haven't,
interviewed.
but I've definitely been getting more into their shows and stuff lately, and
Yeah.
diving down the Netflix series, many of them that they have.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely if you feel like diving into a rabbit hole, he's a very, very sweet person. I feel like and it seems very, very
I love
likable.
that.
So I know you get scared when streaming horror. But have you built somewhat of a resistance, or do you still get jumpy in horror games, I mean?
I would consider myself a little bit more desensitized. I definitely still get scared. I'm not a screamer. I'm a yeller. I yell cuss words and very obscene things because with the CF, my throat does not physically scream anymore. I could scream as a child, but there's just been too much damage that like my throat does not do that anymore.
Yeah.
No final girl screams here.
Yeah.
But I will very chaotically scream very obscene things like, oh my fucking tits, or what are they doing to that butthole? Or my community has turned these into sound alerts. I'm sorry.
Of course, yeah.
Of course they have. But I think it really honestly depends on the game. Some games I can just walk through, like cheap jump scares won't get me. But some games, if they can catch me off guard, they will make me jump and they will get me good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've played Dead Island 2 many times. And it's a zombie game, not one that's heavy on jump scares, but when a zombie pops out of like a hidden spot, like a porta potty or a closet, and I'm not expecting it, gets me every time. I also think Alan Wake 2 does a very good job at like adding in some jump scares that you don't expect to come.
Yeah. And they are more than just like a loud noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Because that's my pet peeve. Like devs thinking that a good jump scare is just turning the volume up to the brim.
And throwing something in your
like,
face.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not.
Another one that really got me was Bridge Curse 2.
Yeah, I have that on my to-do list.
They had some good jump scares in that one that like were really subtle, like you've been in a cabinet and there's like something there, or like, no, it got me good a couple times. So that game was so memorable to me. I still think about it. I'm gonna play it again.
Yeah. If somebody has never been part of the Crypt community before, what is one thing that you want them to feel the moment they come in with the Discord?
I think I just want people to like be excited to be a part of something that's like bigger than ourselves. That, like, we have a place where community thrives, especially during a time where I personally feel like Twitch is kind of losing its community spark. I feel like they're bringing a lot of celebrities in and a lot of these big streamers back whose like values don't quite align with a lot of us on the community and the communities we've built. So I hope that they come to the Crypt community feeling like they have found that sense of missing, or feeling like is kind of disappearing at this time. And I hope that we can to thrive and provide that for people.
Yeah, I think you have it and will continue.
Yeah, I just want people to feel like they naturally fit in. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to feel like it's a hard thing to fit in with us.
If the Crypt community could collaborate with like any brand or creator or game developer, and you can dream big, like you could, whatever you can come up with, what would it be?
Okay, I thought this one out.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready?
I am so ready.
I'm going to focus this one on the Crypt because like I've had the chance to get to know people better. And one of these is going to come up and you'll be like, oh yeah, we've talked about it a bunch of times already. Okay, so for my brand, Makeship. So everyone can make plushies of their cats and their dogs, but we are We have so many cat parents.
Aww.
We have so many cat parents on our team. It's like probably a problem. But I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be
getting
so
to
cute.
do like makeshift plushies of everyone's pets.
I have 3 cats, so I'm
See,
definitely one of
3
them.
plushies right there. You would have a plushie of each of your cats, I'm sure. I would have a plushie of each of my cats. So for creator, I picked Datoon. A favorite of mine does Paranormal Detour, which is ghost investigations, and they do it in a very respectful way. And they bring guests on and everything, but I think a lot of us would be super into that. And then for a dev, I bet you a lot of them could guess this, but I said Night School Studio. Oxenfree's dev.
No way.
Like, can we make a game of being a crypt keeper or something? But I do say this because like you wouldn't imagine how many times in the favorite games Oxenfree has come up on the application. It's actually super surprising.
I am surprised by that.
But
yeah,
we do see it often.
Interesting. I don't think by
me and In Space are both
huge
huge Oxenfree fans. So like when we see someone write Oxenfree, we get really excited. Although that's not a way to get into our team, but like we definitely notice it more because we love the game so much, you know, and
next time
everybody it's a game that I would never expect that many people would be putting on their application for like their top favorite games. Especially because a lot of these people don't know me in Space, and I don't think that they know our love for Oxenfree at all. So, and even the second game's amazing. So, you know, I would 100% make a game with Night School Studio.
Very cool.
If I could dream big.
And what advice would you give to a creator who wants to make a positive impact through something like horror creation? We talked mainly about games, but there's also like people who do horror makeup, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any horror creator.
I mean, horror is like such a wide genre. It's more than just video games. It's in so many different forms of art. And I think that in horror, there are a lot of very important stories to be told through things we go through on an everyday basis, through trauma. Some of our darkest moments that teach us really great lessons. And I think that a lot of those themes and stories do align with a lot of the charities and foundations and users that we fundraise for. And you can use that very easily to learn, teach, inspire, create.
And what is next for the Crypt team and community? Any big goals, any good big projects that you're excited about?
So we're gonna be diving more into streamer help and creating more streamer help series. We're gonna be doing something on social media and get the community involved. That's gonna be kicking very soon. We'll have TikToks. We'll be doing some live streams about that as well. Just a little back end stuff for Discord. Part of our goal is to kind of continue to clean up and rework some outdated parts of our Discord because we are 3 years old, slowly pushing 4 next summer. So it is time to kind of like update and rework some things and grow and adjust with how the community is now compared to years ago.
Yeah.
And then our big event coming up is that we're going to be fundraising for Starlight Children's Foundation from December 1st to the 12th, which will probably be over by the time this comes out. But
I'm afraid
at the time of recording, that is what is upcoming soon, and we will definitely update everyone with how that goes.
Very cool.
I think that's really our biggest plans right now. I feel like we're not trying to take on too much.
But it's
baby
good.
steps.
You had a couple of very busy months, so I feel like
and I feel like we want to give people time to like just collab and get to know each other and things like that. Let people get settled in for a while.
Yeah, very good. All right, Kristen, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. KRISTYNxROSE on everything except for Instagram has a TTV at the end. Yeah.
And do you want to have anything?
Oh, I'm also on B-Sky, but I hardly ever. Check out the Crypt community website if you haven't had a chance to. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. You can check out our dev program, maybe learn about some new games that you want to try out. It's just www.thecryptcommunity.com. Super easy. Basically, the way we run any merch bot, any subs, bits, anything through our channel, all that goes to our Discord bills. So, and then everything outside of that would go dirty. So, not trying to plug to purchase, but just so everyone knows how our community runs, that we are, for the community, by the community. So, we got a lot of cool stuff on that website for y'all to read about, to check out, to learn about all of our admins, our staff, our stream team. And the next time we will open stream team applications should be late winter, early spring of 2026.
That's quite a while.
It is quite a while.
A big gap there because we just took in new people. I am technically also one of the new people, but I was
technically
a little earlier than well, Kristen, thank you so much for taking the time to be on our podcast.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. I feel like I've been needing to do something like this for a long time and like actually talk about a lot of the things I do rather than just like write about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Just get it out.
Thank you for inviting me.
Anytime.
Letting me do this.
And thank you for creating such a safe and inviting space for so many people.
Always being supportive of it too. one of our original mods over there.
Yeah.
You've definitely done plenty to help us build that foundation. So it does mean a lot to
and I would do it again.
Volunteer their time to help us. So thank you.
All right. Thank you for listening, everyone, and bye, Kristen. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to CEOs of Screams, the podcast. If you like Kristen as a guest, please make sure to follow her on all her socials. They are linked in the show notes. And if you are a horror content creator yourself, make sure to check out the Crypt community. Also make sure to follow CEOs of Screams on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and Twitch. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts. This show was produced and edited by me, Sumi, and the witch cackle you can hear in the beginning and the end of the episode is done by Liv Zombie.